Imagine you re an elderly person living alone and something goes wrong, like a fall or a heart attack. If that happens, there is no one to help you at home, right? Well, this issue can be solved with technology. In Korea, 23% of the population is over the age of 65, making it one of the countries with the fastest aging populations worldwide. And according to statistics from 2020, around 930,000 Koreans are living alone. The Korean government has been trying to address this issue by encouraging elderly people to move into care facilities and forming task forces to improve conditions for those living in such places. But despite these efforts, only around half of all elderly people who need care are receiving it. So what's the reason behind this low rate? The answer is simple. Many care facilities are not well equipped to meet the needs of elderly patients, especially when it comes to daily living activities. It requires a lot of effort for the elderly to perform daily tasks like bathing and eating on their own, which leads to them becoming depressed and anxious. This in turn causes physical complications and higher medical costs. So what can we do to solve this problem? Hi, I am your host, and you are watching this channel. Today I will show you some innovations at a care facility in Korea that uses advanced technologies to help the elderly live more comfortably. Let's go. A robot that can replace human nurses is probably something you've seen in science fiction movies. But in reality, robots are being used in various ways to help support nurses in taking care of elderly patients. One of the main benefits of using robots in nursing homes is that they can provide care to residents 24 hours a day without breaks, vacations, or fatigue, which means that residents can get the help they need at any time. Robots can also be programmed to perform a variety of tasks, including vital sign monitoring, medication reminders, and even physical therapy exercises. By automating these tasks, robots can free up human nurses to focus on more complex and compassionate aspects of care. For example, at the Silver Wing Nursing Hospital in Korea, they use a robot that takes vital signs. Vital signs are an essential part of monitoring a patient's health. But taking them can be time-consuming and challenging for nurses, especially when dealing with multiple patients. However, with the help of this robot, nurses can monitor vital signs such as blood pressure, heart rate, and body temperature much faster and more accurately, which saves them time for other important tasks. Another way robots are being used in nursing homes is through telemedicine. This is when a doctor uses technology such as video conferencing to remotely examine and treat patients. For example, some robots are equipped with cameras and sensors that allow doctors to see and interact with patients in real time, which can be helpful for elderly people who have difficulty leaving their homes for doctor's appointments. So, how do elderly people feel about having robots around them? According to a survey conducted in 2021, about half of the elderly people in Korea had a positive view of robots helping them with daily tasks and medical care. However, concerns were also raised regarding the lack of human touch and the potential for job displacement among nurses. Therefore, it's important to use robots in nursing homes in a way that enhances the quality of care while addressing these concerns. Alright, let's take a look at another great innovation. When it comes to food, I think we can all agree that variety is key. But when you run a care facility, providing a variety of meals can be a big challenge. That is because you need to consider not only the different dietary needs and preferences of each resident, but also the cost and logistics of preparing and serving a wide range of dishes. Plus, you need to make sure that the food is not just nutritious, but also appealing to the residents and caters to different tastes and textures. Despite these challenges, some care facilities are finding creative solutions to provide residents with delicious and satisfying meals that meet their individual needs. One way they're doing this is by offering a choice of meals. By giving residents options to choose from, care facilities can ensure that everyone is getting a meal they all enjoy and are more likely to eat, which is important for maintaining good nutrition. Another approach is to use technology to personalize meals for residents. Some care facilities are using special kitchen equipment that allows them to prepare meals that meet the specific dietary needs of each resident. This can include things like controlling the texture or consistency of the food, as well as the amount of salt, sugar, or fat in a dish. Overall, the goal is to create a dining experience that is not only enjoyable for residents, but also meets their nutritional needs and helps them maintain their health. To achieve this, some smart hospitals have introduced AI robots that can deliver food to residents' rooms. These robots are able to navigate hallways and avoid obstacles, allowing them to deliver food directly to those who need it. Not only does this save time for nurses and staff, but it also provides residents with a convenient and efficient way to receive their meals. So if you want to work as a nurse in a smart hospital like this, you should check out the details below. What kind of clothes would elderly people in a care facility wear? You might imagine clothes with Velcro, so that they can easily take them off by themselves. But putting on and taking off regular clothes can still be difficult for them. Considering this, a company in Korea developed clothes with magnetic buttons that are easier for the elderly to put on and take off. The idea came to life when the CEO of the company visited a nursing home and saw firsthand the difficulties that elderly people face when dressing themselves. Traditional clothes with buttons and zippers can be challenging for those with limited mobility or cognitive impairments, leading to frustration and a feeling of helplessness. So the company's CEO set out to find a solution to this common problem. Their innovative solution was to create clothing with magnetic buttons that could easily be fastened and unfastened. Unlike traditional buttons, magnetic buttons don't require dexterity or coordination. It's making them much easier for the elderly to manage. The company's clothes have been well received by elderly people in care facilities, providing them with a sense of independence and dignity. All right, let's move on to the next topic. The elderly often struggle with everyday tasks, such as getting in and out of bed, going to the bathroom, or walking. As a result, there have been numerous cases of injuries due to falls or inability to seek assistance in time. To address this issue, companies have developed various types of beds and mattresses that can assist with getting in and out of bed. One example is the automatic bed that can raise the upper body of a person lying down to make it easier to get up. Another option is a bed with a built-in scale that can automatically adjust the height based on the user's weight. There is also a bed that plays music to encourage users to get up, and a mattress that inflates and supports the user's body. In addition, there are special chairs designed for the elderly that can assist them in standing up and walking. These chairs can provide support and stability, reducing the risk of falls or injuries. Some of these chairs also have built-in scales and sensors that can detect changes in posture and provide feedback to users. Overall, these innovations aim to make it easier for the elderly to move around and reduce the risk of injuries associated with mobility issues. There are many challenges involved in designing products for the elderly. For example, it's important to consider the physical limitations and cognitive abilities of the target users when designing a product. Elderly people may have reduced strength, balance, or coordination, as well as cognitive impairments that can affect their ability to use a product safely and effectively. Additionally, products must be easy to use and understand, taking into account the potential for decreased vision or hearing in elderly individuals. It's also important to ensure that products are safe and do not pose a risk of injury or further health complications. This may involve incorporating features such as non-slip surfaces, soft edges, and clear instructions. Finally, it's essential to consider the overall design and aesthetics of a product, ensuring that it is not only functional, but also appealing to the elderly users. Products that are well designed and aesthetically pleasing can improve the quality of life for the elderly and help them maintain their independence and dignity. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.